And we're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Changeling the Lost Smoky Mountain Wilds. I am William or Shawnee, and I am your storyteller for this Changeling the Lost Second Edition Chronicle. And joining me today, we have Juliet.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm playing Cassandra Scott, formerly known as Calliope Danielle Scope, the elemental polychromatic.
And Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I am playing Joe Arbor, who is an elemental notary.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Merlin of Dubois, Jackson Montgomery, Ferris Shadowland.
And Austin.
Hey, I'm Austin. I'm playing Frank and Lisa, who are a beast. Frank is a lethopom, and Lisa is a polychromatic.
And Drevian.
I'm Drevian. I am playing Frisian, the Darkling Hunterheart.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, eat the rich, happy sloth, and I feel like there's more on my mind, but I can't recall. But there's our usual stuff.
Fuck the sun.
Yes, the sun
Right?
needs to go away.
Congratulations, Ohio, for voting no on issue 2.
Yeah, congratulations there.
Yeah, I don't know if people know about that, but they held a special election so that they could try and get one over on us, so that they could take away abortion rights. Fuck you, Ohio GOP.
Also, congratulations, Michigan, for actually beginning the process of eating the rich by putting on a 4% millionaire tax that is paying for all school lunches in the state.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Yep,
That's amazing.
it has begun.
No, I keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling. No, yeah, I had carpool duty today on Hell's back porch,
Yeah,
which,
the sun is a deadly
Georgia.
loser. But when last we left off, our motley, I keep trying to say coterie, but it's not vampire. Our motley has split itself in 3 directions. And
Party always works.
triple the locations, triple the troubles, as it was.
Look, we didn't. It wasn't really a choice in this situation. At least one of them.
It was not a let's split up, gang.
In one group, we have Joe and Jackson, who are currently in Cassandra's new car that was purchased, fleeing away from an onslaught of hobgoblins that seem to be trying to attack the vehicle. Who, as they were driving away, one of the hobgoblins trying to get at the vehicle was tackled down by another individual who does not seem to be aligned with the hobgoblins, but is hard to discern aside from that. Another team, Frisian and Frank, who were left behind by the group that is fleeing in the new car, as they sort of managed to talk the hobgoblins into leaving them alone for a minute. And then Tyr and Cassandra are currently off delivering a package just north of Knoxville in the Park City area. Completely unaware of anything that's going on with the other 2 teams. So let's start there. As Cassandra, you and Tyr are sort of driving out in Tyr's vehicle. You are about 5 minutes away from the stated destination that you've been given. As Tyr sort of looks around. I mean, this seems just like regular residential area. I don't...
That's what Chelsea said, but it was really weird because Whisperwind told me that it was a place that we're not supposed to go, we're not allowed to go, either way.
Place that all of you shouldn't go, or just Whisperwind?
I really should have asked or clarified, but I'm gonna assume, for the benefit of the doubt, I'm gonna assume it's Whisperwind.
I mean, that is sort of the whole point of getting a favor, is to get someone who can do the thing to do the thing that you can't do.
True. And none of these homes look in any way, shape, or form out of the ordinary, aside
Not
from
really.
the regular out of the ordinary style of homes.
Yeah, no, it's the most out of the ordinary is someone who always has their Halloween decorations up. Which, to be fair, you're nearing that time anyway.
You mean normal people?
Yes. I'm sorry. Did you mean gays?
The correct ones.
People who right after the 4th of July are just like, it's time.
Hey, if
Put the
Michaels
skeletons in the front yard.
if Michaels can put their Halloween decorations out on July 5th, so can I.
No, absolutely.
I
Fucking
don't know,
go for it.
We put our fall decorations out early because, like, hey, whether we've got our fall decorations out, you need to catch up.
Yeah,
We
no,
can skip-
fair.
Take the hint.
Decorations. I just call it home decor.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's
But yeah, eventually, Peter pulls the car over to one side on the curb, and you can see that the address that you were given is on the mailbox in front of you. And as you look at the house that the mailbox belongs to, it looks fairly normal. It's a standard, like, beige fronted, white trimmed, wide house, standard A-frame roof kind of thing.
Okay, so my follow-up question is it too normal?
Roll me
a legitimate question.
wits and what's the standard perception roll?
What's in composure?
Wits and composure, yeah.
That's a great question, Julia.
Hey, sometimes
No, I'm with you. Like, that's a great.
one success.
It appears to be a platonically ideal amount of normal.
Hold on a minute.
That sounds. I feel like you did that on purpose.
There we go. That's
Wait a second.
better. That didn't calculate my wits on the first roll, even though it was selected.
It does appear to be a platonically ideal amount of normal.
Okay.
That is not a helpful
It's-
answer
it's
in
not.
any way, shape, or form.
You only got 2
Um,
successes. What do you want from me?
And
Answers.
and Whisperwind said that I would know where to leave it.
Yeah.
Or
As you look up, you do see that there is a, like, the standard signs for delivery people: leave packages here.
I will be right back.
The kind of sign that people who get a lot of deliveries sort of leave out their front door.
So she will quietly walk up to the front door and set that in the package delivery area. She will count to 5 and then turn around and begin walking back to the car.
You have just gotten back into the car when you see the front door open and what appears to be an getting up in years adult male step out, retrieve the package, look at it for a second, look at your car for a second, and go back inside.
I have like 1,000 more questions, but I don't think that's my knowledge to have. So Um, do I feel as if the pledge has been fulfilled?
Hey, that's a hard thing to get a real sense of, but you are fairly certain you have fulfilled your end of the bargain. You don't feel any penalty for doing it wrong.
She'll sort of look down at her phone. I mean, we still got time. We could go meet. We could either go to the IHOP or it was a Golden Corral.
Yeah.
We could either go to the Golden Corral or we can head back home.
That's up to you.
I'm beginning to remember why I made a lot of the decisions for decor in the house.
Yeah, I see matters that I am not the expert in.
She'll just reach over and pat him on the head. I don't. Does she have any messages from anyone?
I don't think anyone else has sent you a message, if my memory is serving.
Not at the no.
No.
Not at this time.
My phone was not my immediate thought.
Frisian has no means of doing so.
Miss Frisian still doesn't have a phone. We're gonna get you one, buddy. I promise.
We're working on it.
I haven't gotten any news that shit's hit the fan yet. So like,
that would be the perfect time to get a phone call.
We're working on it, by which I mean we're working on remembering it.
Well, you wanted to start heading that way and see if anything happens? I mean, it's all in the same direction.
Yeah, let's get heading back.
Right. Truck pulls out, starts to head on down the highway. As you sort of look behind you, and in the sort of rear view as you drive off. Yeah, that house might be a little too normal. Who knows?
That's. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Makes my teeth itch.
Meanwhile, in a different car, going at a significantly higher speed.
Yep.
Jackson and Joe, you have torn off down the road as you're leaving bugbears behind. The individual that tackled the last one who was trying to grab onto your vehicle and pulled a sword on them.
Yep, we sure are.
What are you doing other than
driving
away? Are you doing anything other than just driving away?
Currently, I am driving at a high speed in a new car. I am doing nothing else but that. If somebody else is doing something, then cool.
Joe?
Joe just really gets the feeling that now is not the time to be asking questions.
I need to focus on the road.
All right.
Maybe that's just my sense as a child. Was like, this would be a really bad time to ask a question. But maybe that's just me. Joe is probably like sitting up with her knees up in the seat, just like hugging her legs, like panic attack, like situation.
Mm-hmm.
Are we being
not having a panic attack, but like, this feels safe right now.
Is there any indication that we're being followed? Anything?
It looks in your rear view mirror. It looks like most of those hobgoblins have sort of given up chasing your vehicle when the individual in the coat tackled one of them, and have all started trying to pile on that person.
Okay, you did say most and not all.
The rest of them are sort of in the distance around the IHOP, still coming out.
Okay, so no, but then I am going to slow down because I do not want to be pulled over. That would be bad.
I was about to ask you for a dexterity and drive for weaving through traffic, but never mind then.
Yes, I am going to slow down. Find first right. It's easier to make right turns. You don't have to stop and wait for car. Yeah, right turn off the street. I'm just gonna find a spot where we can alleyway we can pull into behind a convenience store or something, just so we're not like in a front parking lot.
Well, there's the Live Shark souvenir store immediately next to you that you can just pull in behind.
Pull behind it to where like the loading dock would be. Stop. Look over at you. Are you all right? You all right? Breathe. Breathe.
Would you believe any answer that comes out of my mouth right now?
No, I ask things because I like hearing the sound of my voice. Bitch, are you all right?
No, I'm not.
All right.
Okay?
It's an honest answer.
Every time I look, you ask for it, you're gonna get it. Every time I get so fucking close to an answer in it, there's fucking goblins and fucking car chases and fucking shit.
All right.
Hey.
I was mostly asking if you were physically all right, but emotionally works too. Are you injured?
No, I'm not injured.
All right.
That was just a regular Saturday night growing up when I was a kid. Like, no, that's fine. Weaving through traffic and shit. Yeah, no, fine. Yeah, whatever.
I have severe questions about your parents letting you hang out with hobgoblins when you were a child.
Not hobgoblins by biological
people that would attack vehicles. Then how about that? Anyway, you're physically all right. I'm physically all right. I'm not going to look at the outside of this car. That is not a now problem. That is a tomorrow problem. All right, you message. You see if you can message Frank. You know Frizzy ain't got no phone, and I'm gonna give Cassandra a heads up.
Okay.
Frank never exchanged numbers. Like Frank literally just joined up.
I thought
I'm
and then
aware.
tagged along.
I'm aware.
I'm just
Yeah, Jackson just isn't thinking at that level right now.
Shit. Where are Frizzy and Fair? Are they back at the club still?
They're back at the IHOP, I believe.
Oh, the IHOP. Oh shit.
I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, no, because I don't think I ever got Frank or Lisa's their number.
Frank will confuse the hobgoblins by doing that thing he does, talking. And Frizzy will just stand still, and they won't be able to see him because I'm going to assume that hobgoblins are based on movement, like dinosaurs. Meanwhile, I've got my phone out. It is texting. Hey, where are you right now? Question mark. Send.
I have two questions. How many Ys were in that hay?
I'll say the same.
It's gonna be one because it's gonna be just the one because Jackson is trying to keep cool about this situation right now and
Okay.
not freak out someone over the phone.
Yeah, because there's plenty freaking out like right now.
Right.
Yeah.
We're about what, 45 minutes away?
Yeah, something like that.
We're about 40. She'll text back. We're about 45 minutes out. Wow, what's up? Question mark.
There's a couple seconds. From Joe's perspective, just looks at the phone, goes, "I'm not doing no this over text," and then you get a phone call.
She will just look at Tyr. That's never good. Click.
Oh, well.
Jackson, hi.
So I need to preface this with a couple things just to let you, just to say before you start freaking out.
Okay.
Point number one, your car is fine.
Okay.
It's still in my possession. Is
All
not been
right.
impounded or arrested or anything like that. Two, as far as I am aware, we are all uninjured. I cannot confirm that with 100% certainty because, well, that's what we get into now. We're going to explain what's going on. So when we showed up, there were some hobgoblins there. Frank talked the hobgoblins down, kind of. We tried to leave. They chased us. I'm talking about me and Joe. We are in your car. Someone someone managed to tackle one of the hobgoblins off us. I don't know who the fuck it is. But some motherfucker managed to get one of them off of the hood of the car. And we drove off. The Frank and Frisian are still at the IHOP, I assume, unless they have walked off, which is entirely possible. Or maybe Frank just walked off and Frisian is staring off into the distance. And someone was fighting a bunch of hobgoblins when we drove off.
All right.
Again, everybody is physically okay as far as I'm aware, except for maybe the hobgoblins and whoever this other bitch is. But they are not my concern at this moment.
Oh, that's not good, Tyr says.
Well, I have good news and I have bad news then. The good news is that I brought my sword this time. The good news is I brought my sword this time. The bad news is we still about 45 minutes out. So
how far out are you if you speed at a comfortable level?
I can probably cut that down to like 25.
Just give a tug on the seatbelt. Do whatever you need to do.
Fucking hobgoblins fighting people in broad fucking daylight. That's gonna be fucking wonderful. Tyr says as he hits the gas.
I know we brand new to the was it freehold was the word that they used. But I have a feeling we are about to have to do some explaining to some people.
I'm gonna have to do some fucking calling too.
I'm perfectly happy to try and explain this stuff as not our fucking problem.
True. Make sure that Frank and first off, make sure Lisa ain't out, and then make sure Frank and Frisian are all right. We'll be there as soon as we can, and I will call. Or do I need to direct to the Golden Corral still, or have y'all moved?
Well, we have moved. We were in a
All right.
car. We drove.
Okay.
We were being chased by hobgoblins, you understand.
Yeah. I remember.
Last I saw, everybody else was in the Golden Corral or the vicinity of it. There was some chasing out onto the street, so it may have spilled to nearby businesses, but I don't know.
Roll in downtown Pigeon Forge.
We do know. Actually, I don't know. Did we hear the gist of that conversation that they were clearly looking for Joe?
No, that was a distance away. That happened
Okay.
inside the IHOP.
That's what I assumed, but okay, never mind. No further addendum.
All right.
Did you get a hold of? And there's a moment. We don't have Frank's phone number, do we?
No.
We need to get Frizzy a phone.
I can have that done before I even get there.
Wonderful. All right. Well, drive safe, but not too safe, because safe is slow.
But don't worry, NASCAR and I will be there in a minute.
All right.
How about I drive well instead?
I accept that compromise.
And so as the other vehicle guns it down the streets, and Tyr sort of hits a dashboard phone console and starts contacting someone. Meanwhile, Frank and Frisian, you watch this hobgoblin mob sort of spill out into the streets. Some other people seem to come out of another direction to try and chase down the cars that tries to drive out. It seems to be there have been more hobgoblins in this area than just these couple. And then a third-party individual seems to tackle one of them off of the car and pulls a sword, at which point most of the hobgoblins converge on them and it turns into a dogpiling brawl.
Look at Frisian. Actually, no. There's a lot going on right now. I probably need to make a roll. I will ask you this every time. What am I needing to roll here?
Resolve, composure, and weird.
What composure and resolve, composure, and weird. Okay.
Two. You have vague timing control over it.
All right. I'm gonna use that time to look at Frisian. I mean, brave fella. Don't know if he's that smart, but brave. I suppose if Lisa was here, she'd want to help him, wouldn't she? And with that, guess what time it is?
It's like if now I'm blanking on names again. Yay. It was here, it would help him. It's like Frisian just takes off and goes to try to tackle a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to turn into Lisa. Lisa's going to look at the situation. Lisa's not going to utilize any brain power because
Oh no.
that's not what Lisa do.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
This stopped becoming a not our problem situation.
Frank wasn't going to do anything.
Uh-huh.
And then Lisa showed up.
I cannot be held accountable for what Lisa does.
Uh-huh.
No, Frank cannot be held accountable. You, Austin, can 100% be held accountable.
I didn't come here to make things easy on people. That's not fun.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying you can be.
You're literally in control of Lisa, unless there's something you'd like to tell us.
Anyway. Yeah, let's go run up. I'm guessing these hobgoblins are beyond any form of negotiation.
Oh, probably. Especially because as the pair of you start to run up, you see 3 or 4 of them sort of roll back on fire as a gout of flame just sort of erupts into the air. As you see the amount of open space opened up, as the individual you can see before you is just roaring, and a breath of fire just sort of spraying out in front of them as several of the hobgoblins are lit on fire and sort of tumble back.
Cool.
That's not us. That's not on us.
Let's make bad life choices.
Absolutely.
Is Frisian charging with Lisa?
Slightly ahead of Lisa. Because as soon as Frank made the comment about helping, that's when Frisian takes off.
Fair.
All right. Well, now it is time to get into the action scenes. All right. So it is time for everybody to go ahead and roll some initiative. So
Okay.
How do we initiative?
Where would that be?
well, specifically the people who are involved here.
Oh,
So
You roll a d10 and then you add your initiative score, which is down at the bottom of your first sheet, right above experience.
oh,
There
do I-
is a roll initiative button.
So since we're in a parking lot, over there, do we need to roll anything?
not until you actually get here.
Oh yeah, there is also a roll initiative button there at the top.
Yeah, there is.
Look, one day I'll figure out. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, it's not,
Oh, wait, yeah,
it's real simple.
Oh. I wasn't prepared.
I went ahead and rolled just for whenever it's relevant.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 1, but I get a +8. So
Yeah, I'm also going to pre-roll because I have the second to do so.
Let me just pull up. There we go. All right. So we have Rizian at 14, Joe at 6, Marlena at 8, Lisa at 9. Arrange those properly.
since it might be relevant, what does the specialization do?
Adds 1 to your die roll, or to your pool.
Okay.
Ebony. Hey.
And then let us roll for Pack of Hobgoblins.
The Hobbist of Goblins.
Hobgoblins are going at 12. And let us roll for Prince of Dragons. Prince of Dragons goes first.
Now, did he get did he breathe fire before he was called Prince of Dragons, or did he get that nickname, or did he decide to breathe fire because people called him Prince of Dragons?
We don't know.
You're gonna have to ask him that directly.
And I will ask it that bluntly.
But with the Prince of Dragons going first, they're just going to roll a quick strength and weaponry. She's going to roll that many 10s. Okay, hang on.
Don't like that.
So yeah, having bought a little bit of an opening for themselves, the individual in the long coat with the sword and the fire breath, sort of brings the sword up, like cuts across the swiping claws of one of these hobgoblins and just drives the sword into their chest, and just sort of pushes them off into the side and seems to be trying to buy room for themselves. Frisian, you're beginning to close. There are at this point about 4 hobgoblins still in this brawl surrounding the prince who are not on fire or running away.
So, running up, I want to activate my Talon and Wing contract.
What does that one do? 1 second.
It is page 147.
147. Alan Wing. Press his arms or paws to the ground, remembering dreams of flying, open their mouth, consume the dream, and claim the power for its own. Instant action. 3 different effects, depending on your cost. Which modes are you choosing?
I'm going to choose the third mode. The character gains the claws of a beast, but I already have lethal claws, so I deal aggravated damage.
Yep.
I'll actually spend a second glamour on it for the Darkling benefit to add venom to my claws.
Well, all right.
And if I successfully attack with those, it gives the poison tilt.
Yep.
Grave poison tilt. And then runs up and slashes at a hobgoblin.
All right, roll me a strength and brawl.
Strength, brawl. Did that select? It did. No modifiers. 1 success.
That's technically all you need. The damage modifier on that, it doesn't have any extra damage. Yeah, you deal a point of aggravated damage. Because it's aggravated, they can't soak it. They also suffer the grave poison tilt. Because, holy cow, that's bad. Grave poison deals 1 point of lethal damage per turn. Cool. That hobgoblin who is already injured takes another point of lethal damage. It is not looking good.
And I believe that's all I can do, so.
Yep. It is now the hobgoblin's turn. 2 of them are trying to take the fight to the Prince of Dragons, but 2 of them are going to try and turn around and shank
Frisian.
As you get a closer look at these hobgoblins, you realize that you've seen these before in your time, especially standing guard. These are red caps. Lanky, kind of brutish hobgoblins that just like to kill things and usually get paid by the Fae to kill things, very specifically. They are cruel creatures that have claws and or knives. And so they are going to roll their 7-die pool. What's your defense, by the way?
Let's see. Defense 5.
Oh, cool. So they only get 2 dice on this. Never mind.
Fantastic.
1 point of lethal damage goes through to you as one of these hobgoblins sort of tries to shank through and hit you with their knife, but you are very much into the middle of this encounter and sort of push it largely to the side and only manages to graze you. The other one is going to do the same thing, but your defense is reduced by 1, so it's going to get 3 dice to try and shank you with. But gets no successes anyway. As the second one runs in and tries to follow up on its friend and tries to stab at you, and you just sort of shove his friend into him and throw him entirely off to the side. Lisa, you are also right behind Frisian. What are you doing?
Do I go on the offense or the defense?
Get my macros from my other game.
Hobgoblins don't have glamour, do they?
They have it. They don't generate it or like get it the normal way. They can only have it by like trading it.
Do they need it for anything?
They can use contracts and like dread powers.
Okay. Okay. If it's an instant action, I can do that action and something else, right?
Oh God, people who are more familiar with the terms in the action economy and World of Darkness than
This
me.
is New World. I'm
Because I've got a contract
I
that's an
honestly don't
instant
remember.
action.
Detailed violence, actions in a fight. Sorry, instant actions are your basically your standard action for the turn. Incidentals are the things that you can do alongside other things.
I believe in this case, instant typically just means it happens right away. It's not free
Okay.
action.
Gotcha. Cool. That's what I'm clarifying. The two that are like off to the side, do they look like they're going to try to run back into the fight?
The two that got lit on fire, no, they look like they're trying to run away and put themselves out.
Oh no, the two that you said there were 4 total that are in the fight.
Yeah, there are two that are currently trying to pile on the Prince of Dragons, and 2 that are trying to pile on Frisian.
Okay, the 2 that are trying to pile on the Prince of Dragons, are they at him at this point?
Yeah, they are engaged with him.
Okay. But he seems to have it covered. So
okay, yeah. So the base New World rulebook, you have unlimited reflexive actions, which are things that you can do quickly. 1 movement action and 1 instant or contested action.
Okay. Let's go ahead then and just dogpile one of the guys on Frisian with my claws.
All right, so you can go ahead and roll me an attack roll. It's strength and brawl plus whatever. If there's a damage rating in your claws, add that. But there might not be.
I don't know if beasts get anything special for having claws.
I believe it's just the fact that your unarmed attacks can do lethal damage, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
You said I get an extra die for having a specialization.
Yes.
Cool. That went poorly.
Yeah, it did.
Oh yes, it very much did. That's 0 successes as Lisa
Lisa's very excited.
Very excited, not all that directed.
You're not sure if Lisa is trying to attack this person or trying to initiate a dance. Could be either.
All right. That brings us down in the initiative order. Marlena, your truck. What are you doing? Just driving straight down back towards it.
Yeah.
I will say over the course of this, because you probably you took the immediate next right once you had gotten directly away from them. So it's probably not hard to get back. I will say that you will be now in visual range to see what's going on at the end of your turn, basically. And we will probably literally get up to them because you're driving a car by next turn.
What the fuck? Is just all that said.
You can see Lisa. It's hard to.
I think that's what the fuck was for.
That's fair.
You're going to be a
And
little
there's
bit.
fire. There's like all of it.
There's
But
the
also
fire,
Lisa.
there's hobgoblins, there's Lisa, there's Frisian not standing still.
Joe's gonna be like, there's a lot of what the fuck stuff going on. You're going to be a lot more specific.
Here's the plan. We are gonna drive. We are gonna grab some people. We are gonna pull them into our car, and we are gonna drive the fuck off.
And exactly how easy do you think that's going to be? They seem rather engaged.
That's why it is contingent upon you to grab to. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to get out of the car, and you're gonna have to grab and pull in.
Wait a second. You want me to grab
Yes.
the furry rainbow and the brawling
Which
statue?
was I speaking in some other language? Police are gonna be showing up soon.
Maybe you could have led with that.
There is fire.
Joe has
Grab our idiot friends, and we are gonna drive the fuck off.
Joe has every inclination to be a smartass, but is going to ignore every single one of those inclinations, like time, place, no, okay.
Speaking of, what are you doing on your turn? Bear in mind, you're the one that has a gun right now.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a gun.
I am so excited for this.
Accidentally shoots Frisian.
Oh god.
What kind of gun did you hand to?
Well, it was just
Yeah.
like
It was a Glock.
I think.
it's a Glock, right? Okay.
Something like that.
Did I have a holster?
Yes,
for
yes, it was a Glock.
Or was I
I think you were just handed Marlena's personal.
You were handed
Jackson's
you were handed my gun.
gun? Okay. So I have the gun. I'm gonna get out of the car, and I'm just going to. So with where the car is, I can see like approximately how far away are Frisian and Lisa from where I'm getting out of the car. Are we just like right in the middle?
You're still approaching right now. Like you won't
we're
be
not-
like on location until Jackson's next turn.
Also, I've not stopped the car yet, so you will be stepping out of a moderately.
You're telling me to get out of a moving vehicle.
No, I'm saying once we get there.
Misunderstandings are fun. So this is going to sound like a really stupid question, and please don't yell at me. I know this is a very stressful situation. please don't yell at me. What do you suggest? How do you suggest I get those two idiots in the car?
When we get there, I'm going to stop the car. I am not yelling. I am not yelling. I am simply explaining out perfectly clearly. That is all. Bitch, I swear to God. All right, so I'm going to stop the car. You get out. First thing you do is yell to get in the car. If they do not get in the car, you have a gun, shoot anybody that's trying to keep them from getting in the car, and if necessary, grab them by the hair, the earlobe, the waist, the foot, the fucking tail, I don't give a shit, and drag them into the car. I'm not yelling at you, I am yelling at them preemptively, because they will be dumbasses and not get in the car.
I like how you included give them direction. Then when they ignore your direction, because I know both of them.
Because they will.
I mean, I have no argument.
Do you wish to shoot the gun on your approach at all?
I am going to yell first, and then, like, if they even give me so much as just a second, like, I'm gonna start shooting.
All right.
And I look over really quick on one more thing. And if absolutely necessary, there's one person we need out of there. If we cannot get, I want the other, we want to get the other, but if we cannot, that is highly unfortunate.
Oh yeah, because I don't think
we are not bound to protect.
No, yeah, we're not bound. Yeah,
you haven't actually sworn Frank into the motley yet, so you're not bound by pledge to try and help.
That's right. That's right.
Wants to help, but listen, if a motherfucker's not going to get in the car, a motherfucker gets to deal with the ramifications of their choices.
The hobgoblins are relatively big and easy to get a shot off, especially while they're trying to pile on somebody else. So please go ahead and try and shoot someone with your gun.
Well, first off, is the car stopped?
No, it's still going. You're firing on the move.
I'm firing. Oh fuck!
So just there is going to be a simple way to do this. Put this information in under weapon attack, which is towards the bottom in the center of the page.
Yeah, if you look on the bottom end of that main page, you'll see if you scroll down, there's weapon attack. You're currently selecting unarmed.
So under weapon attack, just type Glock or gun or whatever you want there.
Where y'all's is
it's
different.
on the character sheet, dead center all the way down.
Where it says weapon attack?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to.
And one of the blank rows, just put Glock, gun, whatever you want to put there. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Type is a drop down. Select gun.
Mm-hmm.
Damage is under damage, put 2.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, you don't even have to put the rest of it in there.
Okay.
And then click on the little a bullet point next to it. Bullet point. Haha. Bullet the dot next to it. So that the dot next to it is now black.
It is.
And go up to the top right hand side where the die roller is.
Mm-hmm.
Select attack roll. Under sheet roll, attack roll, simple roll.
Yes.
And then click the die. And if there are any modifiers that Shani gives, put the modifiers in. But this will automatically roll the attack, how much damage you do.
Okay.
Yeah. You're firing a gun, they're at range, they don't get their defense. The car is in motion, though, so that will be a -1 to your attempt to hit.
Okay.
So yeah,
Unless you want to spend
put
willpower on
-1.
it.
Willpower. So if I'm spending willpower on it, where is
Then
that?
you add 3 dice. So instead of putting a -1, you would put +2.
Okay.
And then you would put a check underneath one of the willpower, which is a health, willpower, clarity.
Yeah, I see the willpower, yeah. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm gonna shoot. That's a fuck up.
Ed,
But
it's fine.
it's-
You just
I
missed.
mean, it's a miss.
Yeah.
Even a missed shot can be helpful.
Yep.
Because
'Cause,
that is a very loud noise that's going to draw their attention.
Yeah, the gun goes off. The bullet sort of whizzes past a couple of these hobgoblins. However, they just notice they're being shot at on top of everything else. One of them sort of like straightens up their back and sort of looks over their shoulder at the oncoming car.
Are Frisian and Lisa within like shouting distance? Or are we not?
Oh, probably yes at this point.
Okay. And so I'm just gonna yell, Lisa, Frisian, get your asses in the car right fucking now.
Fair enough.
Would I have to roll perception to be able to hear that over all the noise?
Roll me wits and composure just to see.
Can I make it a hidden roll so that the players don't know if I'm lying about making it or not?
Sure,
No.
go ahead.
How do you do that?
Slash GM roll instead of your regular slash roll.
What's composure? See if I can hear his shit. Yeah, apparently
You probably
I
hear
can
that
fine.
shout.
I'm used to being ordered, shouted commands at. It's fine.
Here's your
Cool.
result.
Excellent.
So, going back around to the Prince of Dragons at the top, he's going to take advantage of the fact that you just fired at one of his hobgoblins and distracted them to try and shank them.
Shank, shank.
Thank.
Oh, good.
Oh, damn.
So he's like, as the distracted hobgoblin sort of turns around over the shoulder, the prince just sort of leans up and drives the sword in between his shoulder blades as he turns around, and it just sort of collapses down because it was already injured from everything else going on. And they sort of like pull the sword out and look at the remaining one and sort of level the blade against them. That brings us back around to Frisian.
The Frisian has 2 hobgoblins on him. One of them that he attacked already.
Yep.
Frisian's going to swipe at the other one. Did you select roll? You did. Strength brawl, no bonuses. 1 success.
Yep, that is. Yep. They get no defense at all. That is a hit and a damage, and a lethal damage because you're using your claws. Aggravated damage actually because you're using your claws. They can't soak it.
Using my claws and the contract. So
Yep.
they're also poisoned.
And they're also poisoned, so they also take the grim poison tilt.
And then Frisian will, I would probably hold action until the car actually got up here to move. Because the car is still not quite there yet.
Yeah, so you want to hang on to your movement until the car gets close by. I'll say you can do that.
Okay.
Then it's the hobgoblins. The 2 that have been poisoned take more damage. And then they're gonna try and fight you. Your defenses goes back up because it's been your turn again. Your defense is 5. So the first one that tries to swipe at you has 2 dice to try and hit you. does 3 lethal damage with their knife on 2 dice that become 4 dice. The second one has 3 dice to try again, only does 1 more. So 4 lethal damage is what you have taken.
Ow.
That's enough to put you at an injury rating, isn't it?
Yep. That is now 5 lethal damage.
The other 2 are in the fight with the prince. Lisa, what
Yep.
are you up to?
Thank God.
I'm gonna go ahead and make another attack against this dude. How injured are these hobgoblins looking?
The one of the 2 that was on the prince has gone down.
Mm-hmm.
Was 1 remaining who is looking not in the best health, and they're the 2 that are next to Frisian are also looking relatively injured. These hobgoblins are in a berserk state, and they're not getting their defense, which is good for all of you because you get to not have a roll penalty for trying to fight them. But
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take one of these guys down.
that's better. Roll another d10.
Yeah,
'cause
rolling
it's a
another
10.
d10.
Okay, so one lethal damage with your claws. Blah, blah, blah. Hang on a minute. If I try and remember things about rules. Yeah. Right, because you have the lethal mean. Yeah, that's right. Oh no, you actually don't have lethal mean. That's right. So actually, that's just bashing damage. But that's fine.
Oh, okay.
There's the beast's Kith ability.
The beast kith ability, I don't believe actually gives you weapons. It just gives you an additional resistance dot and +3 to initiative rolls and speed. Oh yeah, you may choose to do lethal damage with unarmed attacks. Never mind. They do
I was
all.
gonna
They
say,
do all
because
have claws.
if you have that and lethal mean, your claws do aggravate or do
That's right,
an
yes.
extra damage.
Oh, so you should actually have a +1 damage rating to your claws then, because you have lethal mean and your natural claws. So keep that in mind. You get a bonus die on all of your attacks with your claws, because you add the damage value of your weapon to the attack rolls. So keep that in mind for future attacks. But with 1 lethal damage dealt there, Jackson, you in the course of your movement will get up to this situation with your vehicle. You still have technically your instant action to do it if you want to.
Hold on just a moment. Believe I have something that might be able to help part of this clusterfuck.
Well, Jeremy looked for that. My held action to run to the vehicle.
Yes, you run to the vehicle.
Oh, good. You listen. Get in.
All right, I thought I had put my contract stuff into my details into my sheet. For the second time, I thought I had, and I didn't. Okay, these have got to be crown. It's got to be crown. Yeah, that one. I don't think. Nope. I should have used that a while ago. What was the it wasn't, that was Royal Court, which I believe it is. Sorry.
No worries. It's the very first combat in this game.
Destroyed blah 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 blah. And I definitely need to remember to use that at some point. Royal Court. All right, this fight's coming to an end. I stop the car, get out of the car, walk up, and just everybody just calm the fuck down and stop trying to kill each other. And I am using the Royal Court.
All right.
I spend 3 glamour and 1 willpower.
All right.
This is not cheap. Setting himself as okay, you're gonna have to. It says during a meeting, but I mean, this is kind of a meeting.
It wasn't intended to be a meeting.
But a meeting. Oh, never mind. It doesn't stop violence. It's already started. Never mind.
It does. Yeah, it does not stop violence if it's already started.
Never mind. Man, I should have remembered that I had that before we started this situation.
I would have left if you stop the fight, and then 2 of the hobgoblins just dropped dead from the poison.
Yeah. As I said, stop new instances of violence. Whatever already happened just happened. Oh yeah, I need to remember that I can rewind time too. All right, so since none of my contracts are currently incredibly useful, I stop. The driver's side car door opens, and you see Jackson pop up, like standing on sort of the side, and shout out, Frisian and Lisa, if you do not get in this car is leaving without you. You have 6 seconds. Do not question whether I will do it, because I will. And I pop back into the car, I shut the door, and I am putting the car in reverse, waiting 6 seconds.
Frisian's like already at the vehicle.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like, he assumed Frisian was coming, but you shout to everybody involved so that nobody feels singled out.
Meanwhile, Joe
is going to turn to Jackson. Go. You want me to shoot the gun again?
Yes.
Now that the vehicle has stopped, you are no longer suffering that -1 penalty to try and shoot somebody.
Awesome.
You
Maybe
can
try
still
to
spend
get
more
one of
willpower
those
if you
off
want.
of. Maybe try and give Lisa less things to fight.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on, so she'd get her ass in the car. Supposedly.
Which one were you fighting, Lisa? Were you fighting one of the ones that was on
One of the
Frisian
ones
or
on
one of the ones that
Frisian.
was on the I was on the Prince.
Yeah, the prince didn't look like he needed help as much as Frisian. Though
So-
it doesn't look like Frisian actually needed that much help either.
I'm gonna shoot
Now it does.
one of the hobgoblins that is around Lisa.
Joe can definitely see, by the way, Jackson is 100% watching, like looking at the watch on his wrist. He is going, this is time based. He
No
gave
modifi-
seconds and he is kicking
No.
to that.
No modifiers?
No modifiers unless you want to spend willpower.
Which would give you +3.
Look at that.
Does that answer your question?
Look at that 5 damage. Oh, right. They changed it in second edition to where damage just adds to the total result.
Yeah.
The total damage. If you hit. So yeah, 5 damage. As you just sort of reach out to one of the ones that's been injured by the poison in the fights, and just sort of fire, and it just the gun goes off, and this, I'm fairly certain, is your first time ever intentionally taking a life. I'm gonna need you to make me a clarity breaking point. It is going to be. Let me check the breaking points. Let's say load. Roll 4 dice.
Okay.
Just click over to simple roll and choose 4 dice. Hit the button and then put 4 in the number.
Yeah.
It hits you. Do you want to make that an exceptional success for a beat?
What would
So normally, when you get hit with a breaking point, you
Mhm.
run the risk of taking clarity damage. You have been successfully hit.
okay.
It would normally be mild clarity damage. If
Mhm.
it becomes an exceptional success, it becomes severe clarity damage, which takes longer to go away and more effort to go away. You can choose to make normally you can choose to make rolls that you fail exceptional failures for a beat.
Right.
In this case, because it's your breaking point, I will say that you can make it an exceptional success for a beat.
and like spiral even further down into madness.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, cool.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right, get another beat. And then you're going to roll your weird minus. So it's going to be a chance die because your weird's only 1. So you're gonna hit chance.
Chance, yeah.
And then hit and then roll a die.
Just a simple roll and chance.
Yeah. Simple roll, 1 die, chance.
Dice pool, just 1.
Yep. All right. It doesn't inflict you any clarity damage, but the risk was there. As you have just faced yourself and sort of leveled a gun, pulled the trigger, and now that hobgoblin is dead. You didn't put the gun against his head, so it's not the full-on Bohemian Rhapsody, but you have taken your first life. And knowing the madness that is your current existence, it may not be your last. But with that said, It is back to the Prince of Dragons, who seems to have taken many lives previously. And is no longer bothered by this at this point. And is going to use his motion to try and bring down... You know what? No, he's going to invoke a contract here because there are two of them left and they're both injured. Yep. He is going to roll his fire breath. Cool. As the two remaining hobgoblins, one of them is like around Lisa, and so the prince sort of runs up, steps over towards Lisa, and just sort of quickly move, and just sort of shoulder checks Lisa to the side to get them out of the way, and then just opens this. As you get a better look, you can see their face is like largely reptilian. They have a vaguely humanoid features, but like covered in scales, and you can see their eyes are these sort of like yellow sclera with like bright red irises. And as they just open their mouth, you can see fangs, and you see a spark in their jaw, and they just exhale a gout of flame across the two remaining hobgoblins as they take 2 aggravated damage and are lit on fire, on top of one of them being poisoned and injured.
Be fine.
And after that, it becomes Frisian's turn. I'm assuming you take your immediate action to get in the car.
Yeah. Or would that have been his movement action to get
That'd probably
into
be
the
your
vehicle?
movement, really.
Okay. For the immediate action, Frisian wants to like tear strips off of his shirt and like try to stop any bleeding using his survival knowledge.
Yeah, roll me survival. Dexterity and survival in this case.
Dexterity, survival. No modifiers. Nope.
You're doing your best, but you are the injured person. It is much harder to bandage yourself. Hobgoblins are gonna try and run away because now all of them have been lit on fire that are still standing. As the 2 remaining hobgoblins turn and start running away.
I suppose just like vampires, hobgoblins are weak to fire.
Most things don't like being lit on fire.
Fair.
Other than fire itself.
Lisa.
The hobgoblins are running away.
Yep. On fire.
All right.
Notably.
Immediately turn to this fire, this scaly, and be like, that trick is awesome. Can you teach me to do that? I want to breathe fire.
At which point they sort of look
5.
over. I'm fairly certain your friend is about to leave. You should go.
We're supposed to be meeting somebody called the Prince of Dragons here, actually.
As they look over. Congratulations, you've done that.
Were we gonna get dinner or? Oh, right. I was supposed to be hiding across the street so you didn't see me. so I didn't disrupt anything. Just sort of look around like,
As you look around, you see Jackson beginning to put the car in
Yeah,
reverse
are
and
we
go.
functionally out of combat at this point?
Yeah, pretty much.
Joe, I found your
46
boyfriend.
seconds. We are moving.
Wait, what'd you say? What the
Your
fuck did
boyfriend?
you say it?
Oh,
What?
your pen pal?
Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
This car is moving. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. There was fire and gunshots in the relative vicinity of an incredibly popular tourist attraction. We are getting the fuck away from here before the police show up, which will be in about 20 seconds, I imagine.
This feels like an appropriate time for dramatic irony. So we're going to pivot over to Tyr's car.
Yep.
As Tyr and Cassandra are driving as quickly as they can down the road, Tyr punches a number into the into the console of the car, and it begins to call on the car speaker, so the car's hands free. And the eventually a voice picks up. Yeah, Tyr, what's up? You don't usually call in the middle of the day. At which point Tyr immediately responds, yeah, about that. Got a slight emergency. I'm going to need you to run a scrub on all police scanners for anything popping up around Pigeon Forge and make sure that nobody gets dispatched out there, and like ASAP. Like, please stop that now. There's some shit going down and we're going to need cover up. At which point the other voice goes, ah, fuck. Okay. I guess it wouldn't do for them to only do work at night. Okay. Fuck, I'm on it. Yeah, keep me posted. Right, will do. Hangs up.
Did you're able to just do that?
One of the nice things about working for an organization is we have people in places.
Sometimes your job scares me, and not in the way you think.
That was one of our guys who works in the police department. So they should be able to try and prevent too much immediate police response before your friends are able to get out of there.
It can be scary in many different ways. The multi-hyphenate frightening.
You're not wrong. How fast is he going?
Probably about 70 in a 40.
So it's gonna be holding on to that seatbelt.
70 down to 45 generally, yeah.
Sounds like me on the way to D&D.
I can't.
You all right?
Yeah, I told them not to go to the place that was going to be dangerous, and they went to a different place, and it ended up being dangerous. So I can't fucking win.
Okay, you roll with the punches. You figure everything out. You make the best of a bad situation.
The important part here is this is not our fault.
No, it's Joe's fault. So, technically, I'm not wrong. Anyway, I just mm. How am I supposed to be able to rebuild and restructure and figure out shit if I can't walk away for 10 goddamn minutes?
To be fair, I don't know that anyone was expecting this kind of shit.
Look, you were 45 minutes away. So that means that you drove away for at least 45 minutes. Your statement is inaccurate. We
You're
made
not
it a
there.
good 35 minutes before things went bad.
Oh shit.
Hey, you had like almost a whole fucking hour and a half. Like,
She's trying to have a breakdown here, people.
yeah, well, I got fucking blamed for it, so I'm gonna talk shit.
So
You
she'll
can break
just
down while laughing. It's fine.
she's gonna pull up her phone and just start randomly Googling things. So well, I distract my mind so I don't go into a meltdown. What used to work? What used to work?
What work that I used to do, or what used to work for your?
No. To calm me down, sweetie.
Oh, typically speaking, we didn't get into stuff like this kind of nonsense, but usually it would be sort of find a quiet place where you could hear nature and have a book. In the case of the car, I can turn some music on if you want.
I would prefer that loud and angry, please.
Right, metal it is. As he turns on his playlist and metal begins playing.
She will mimicking a character from an earlier
it
scene.
might be a cover of a popular song from a popular video game by a particular artist.
God damn it. Mimicking another character from early in the episode, she's going to pull her knees up into the seat and just sort of hug them to her chest. I don't. Is it too much? Is all of this too much?
I think you've been through too much. I don't think this is too much. I think you've been through too much, and that's more than anyone could expect of you.
I haven't had time to really process and deal with that.
And it doesn't seem like life's going to give you too much time. But we'll make time.
You better.
And with that, as they continue their drive, we're going to go on our break. Whenever we take our break, you take your break. So sit up, stretch your legs, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
We are back. We are just back. Nothing else. We are simply back.
This is
That's it.
beforehand.
I say, Drev hit that button before we even got back.
Which is fun because it means it's not in the show.
I also did it beforehand because I know Jeremy was gonna like ramble on that little bit to try to stop it.
Tell us how you really feel, Jeremy.
I just do it because it's funny at this point.
Yeah.
It is absolutely funny.
Really, I'm muted.
So,
That said, we are literally going to get a dinosaur story because there's a dragon here. And I have a feeling that dragon's going to tell their story. To Lisa, because everybody else is driving the fuck off.
Well, Lisa's going to get Joe's answers, I guess.
The wrong.
I'd say, Joe, your answers are being driven away from you.
I'll jump out of this fucking car.
Or rather, you're being driven away from your answers. As we rejoin with the group in the car.
I'm in the process of pulling away.
Yep. As Lisa has called out to you, what was it? Hey Joe, I found your boyfriend or pen pal or something.
I believe those were the exact words. Yes, actually.
This.
I look over at you. I look back. If he sets the inside of the car on fire, you are explaining this. Cassandra.
I wasn't ready for the sound effect.
You now have 10 seconds to get in the fucking car. 10, 9.
I am exiting the vehicle as apparently Jackson Marlena is counting down very loudly in an IHOP parking lot. Going up to Lisa and this other figure.
Brizian is staring at the hobgoblins running away on fire.
By the way, Drevian, roll me 5 dice for your breaking point.
So just 5 dice. Simple roll. 1 success.
That's a success. Would you like to make that an exceptional success for a beat?
Yes.
All right. Roll me your weird. Because of the severity of the thing that is causing this, I'm going to say +1.
Weird.
And you don't have your touchstone, so you don't get the -1 to negate that.
Let's see. Not Dex, not survival. Get rid of those. Weird. +1.
Yep. Ignore that wound penalty that got rolled in, so roll another die. Roll another D10 real quick.
Let's click this roller. D10.
Okay. You don't take any clarity damage, fortunately.
Bitch, we are taking people on. We are not letting them out.
Do you really want Lisa to get him in this car?
Yes. Because we need to get the fuck away from here.
Will you? I know it's asking a lot, but will you fucking trust me? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have some way to make the cops not show up? Get in the fucking car. Yeah, we don't know that. That includes you, Lisa, and you. You.
I'm gonna call you Josh.
So
or I will turn this car around and I will drive right up to you and you can ride on the hood.
And Joe is going to
I apologize. It looks like one of our friends has some anger management issues, but it's okay. It's just a
Lisa.
stressful time.
Lisa.
What?
Hi, Lisa and sir, if you would please kindly get in the car now.
Yeah. Let's go. I need to give this man a different voice before I get him confused with Tyr every time.
Is Joe in the front seat?
You were.
I am going to, so our friend does not have to be, no offense. So our friend does not have to be stuck with Lisa wherever the fuck in the car.
Put Lisa in the front seat and the two of you take the back seat.
Yes.
You are punishing me.
Three
of you, yes. But yeah.
Yes.
There should be a third row of seats too.
Oh, there's a third row of seats.
I think.
You know what? There is. Why does it have to be accurate? We already have hobgoblins on fire.
Yeah, Lisa sits up next to.
I'll ride in the trunk if I need to. That's always fun.
Joe is going to take one look at Jackson and go, "Don't."
I said nothing. Just get in the fucking vehicle. I swear to God.
Hop in the front seat. Where are we going? I'll navigate. Pull up my phone.
If you want to keep that phone, you put it in your pocket right now.
She'll look at you. I think you're mad at me.
I am not mad at you. I am mad at this situation, honey.
That's what people say when they're mad at me.
I am. You're going to make me mad at you? Are we all in the car now?
Yes, go.
Yep.
Physically.
Or not.
Driving off. Believe me, Lisa, when I'm mad at you. Joe, if I'm mad at you, do you know it?
Yes.
Ooh, it's one of those fancy cars with the touchscreens.
Don't you fucking dare. Now I'm mad at you. Just sit. Play with your phone. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it.
Well, that was
I'm
certainly
making
not
my
how
way
I
down
expected
the
our
aisle.
meeting to end up going, says the prince.
I didn't hear any of that.
I said, well, that was certainly not how I expected our meeting to end up going, says the Prince of Dragons.
I can't say I'm surprised, but it was indeed unexpected. And I apologize for any trouble I may have caused.
I don't think you caused any of that.
Were they after you?
I'm pretty certain they were.
They said that they were after someone who smelled like. Oh, what did Frank said they say? They said
Old books.
desperation in old books.
Yeah, they were
that'd be
after
me.
me.
That would
As both of them say, that would be me at the same time, yeah. As the prince sort of looks over at Joe. You too, huh?
Mm-hmm. It seems that way.
Well, to be fair, that tracks with someone who would be able to find that hollow. Wrong. Keep giving him the accent. I keep dropping the accent. He needs to hold on to the accent.
The hollow. What do you mean?
The place you found that book.
Yeah, my hollow.
Yeah.
So how do you know about it?
Because it also opened up for me.
Which means what exactly?
Well, it could mean a few things. But looking at you, I think I know exactly what it means. And it's good to see you again.
Again?
As you look, and for the first time, you actually see the mask overlay itself over the meme. And you see black hair and a familiar face of a man that you have not seen since your honeymoon.
I definitely was not expecting that. What are you doing here?
Trying to figure out what the hell's been going on. Trying to see if I could find you.
No, but I know it took me. Did it take you too?
It took everyone that was there.
James, I'm so sorry.
All right. I understand how you might not have noticed the entire time that we were there.
Thought I lost you.
I was always with you. Quite literally. They
How do
made
you-
you into a breeze.
Yes.
I was their pet dragon. You were quite literally the wind beneath my wings.
James. That is so fucking cheesy.
Excuse me. Hi. I don't mean to interrupt, but I just need to.
Well, you are.
I understand that, but hello, James. Whatever you go by now.
James works.
I'm sorry. What?
James works.
James. All right. So that I just have one quick question. We can certainly get to that issue, get to this issue later. I just to satisfy my immediate understanding is your family has you have gone very private since that situation. To
Oh,
the
I don't
best of your
fucking know.
knowledge, is that a fetch or
Yeah,
is that a
I'm
fetch
fairly certain
situation?
my entire family's been replaced. Keep the accent. I'm fairly certain my entire family's been replaced with fetches. Because as far as I know, my parents are still in there.
We should
There's
get
an
them out.
entire
They're really not going to like me after this.
there that there's an entire how big is your family, James?
Well, it's not like a lot of them. It's me, my parents.
Siblings?
I don't have any siblings.
So okay, just the three fetches then. of a, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, a fairly prominent, very well off, possessed of a hefty amount of resources family.
Yep.
Lisa, do me a favor. Hold on to the wheel for a second. And Jackson just goes straight to the phone and starts texting.
Lisa, do you hold on to the wheel
Wait
for a second?
Who makes bad decisions now? I have
Not
and
saying
dot
it's-
of drive. Sure.
Roll
It's,
dexterity and drive
literally
real
just
quick.
like reach over, grab the wheel. I just need this thing
No.
going.
You don't understand what you just asked Lisa to do.
God fucking, I'm gonna have to buy another car.
I said take
Lisa
the
is
wheel.
going to be too excited about this, and
Unless
is going to grab the wheel, unbuckle, and like sit in your lap.
No,
Take this
no,
wheel.
no. Get up. I will throw you out of this fucking car. I am not obligated to protect you. As soon as you start like moving up to sit, there is a fucking like fucking Heisman Trophy level stiff arm that comes up. Hold on to, you know what? Never mind. I can tell them later. Sit down. Thank you. Very helpful. I am very sorry. You can continue your conversation now.
So what now?
I don't rightly know. Only thing that I had going for me at the past week or so was looking for you.
So you just got out too?
About a month and a half ago.
Yeah, it's been fairly recent for me.
I haven't really met anyone else. Sort of kept my distance and wandered the wilderness for a while. Been going in and out of the hollow and finding my way around, trying to figure stuff out.
Hence the book.
Yeah. Writing down my findings.
I I really thought it. I never knew you got taken to. I really thought this was over. I've been looking for you, doing fucking Google searches, and I've had no answers. You can ask Marlena over there. I've been a right terror.
We had a whole plan. It's going to be a good plan too. It's very exciting.
This is the least of what I expected. I just keep every corner. I just kept getting more questions instead of answers, and I finally got a few, and I'm shocked. Not by you, but just shocked that I actually got some fucking answers instead of more questions.
Well, then you're better off than I am.
Uh, dare I ask how so?
I have so many questions, and I haven't really gotten any answers aside from finding you.
Why do I feel like this is all my fault?
I don't think any of it can be fairly placed on any of us. I frankly wouldn't even blame my parents, much as I am having trouble mustering up the desire to march back into Arcadia after them.
I can't believe you went back. I can't imagine going back.
When I got out, the first thing I thought of was, what's up with my house? What's up with are you maybe there already? Because I know that I chased you out as you fled. And I had hoped that I'd maybe catch you at the places that I thought would make sense.
Like
But
the
when
cat.
I got to my house, I just found the things that they'd put in our place. Well, my place and my parents' place. I couldn't find hide nor hair of a fetch of you, which gave me hope that maybe you were around, but I just kept looking and not finding.
So those things are still living the lives of you and your parents.
Yeah, apparently as it seems. And I think they're trying to get rid of me. Hence the hobgoblins. Because if they get rid of me, well, that's the last thing that stands to get in their way of living those lives as far as they're concerned.
Won't let that happen. I don't know how I can make that promise.
I believe it just being here with you. And if there's anything those fucked up bastards on the other side gave me, it was a form that can fight. As it
Yeah,
turns out, being a fire-breathing dragon does a lot.
that's pretty damn cool. I'm not gonna lie. What?
Nothing.
Lisa's like, I know that's what I said, and then covers her mouth. Still played that album every time I rested in the hollow.
It's the only way I could sleep.
I know that feeling. Knowing that you might be nearby was the only way. And that song made me think it might just be true.
It felt so much closer. It is the one source of comfort I had. I felt like it was the last tangible piece of sanity. Like I could just fall into the music and not care if I came back up for air.
I'm very familiar with the feeling. Although now I don't know if the album's going to be good enough, now that I know that you're actually here.
Who says I'm going anywhere?
I hope nobody. Jackson, where are you driving to, specifically?
I am currently basically just going down the road right now. Like, I think he is probably. It's a really good question. Do we know what direction that Cassandra is
They're coming from
from?
northwest.
Northwest?
Sort of opposite direction of your house.
So basically from Knox. Oh, that's right. They were in Knoxville, weren't they?
Yeah, they were in Knoxville.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm driving that way then.
Driving towards Knoxville? Okay.
Yeah. At some point, I will pull off to the side of the road briefly, just so I can text Cassandra and say, change of plans. We've got everybody. We're in the car. I'm heading your direction. And I will drop a pin of where we are currently. Tell me where to meet. Also, there's a family of fetches. Send. And then I pull out.
So meanwhile, Cassandra, you get that text.
I have. Every time I talk to one of these chuckle fucks, I swear to God, there's more questions than answers that pops up. I'm starting to know what Joe feels like all the time. God damn it.
It's a bitch, ain't it?
This is not my fault.
She will tap the pin, select a restaurant about 4 or 5 miles up the road from there, send it back as meet here. Like trying to find
do so good at restaurants.
As you
Maybe we
put,
should go to an outlet store instead.
as you put the pin
restaurant
in, Tyr sort of like glances over to see where on the map you're looking. Oh shit, we already passed them. Okay.
I mean, you were seeing, that makes sense.
I'm sorry, what?
I was headed towards the Golden Corral. They've apparently been heading in our direction. We passed them a bit ago, apparently.
And she will just sort of look up and look around like, oh, this
They're
is
not
where we're
visible
at.
now. It's like you passed each other.
No, it's more of her zoning in to where they're actually at. We have to turn around.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me just get a picture of the whole fucking mess that got made for our cleanup guys. You may
Okay.
want to look away if you haven't seen this kind of nonsense before.
Staring into cell phone.
As Tyr pulls up to the parking lot of the area in front of the Golden Corral where the fight had taken place. You hear an intake of breath as you're looking down, and you hear Tyr actively stopping themselves from saying "holy shit" because they don't want to make you curious.
Just need to roll something real quick. I'm just gonna look up from cell phone.
Do you just look up and see
Yeah.
bodies burnt and stabbed?
She's not gonna say anything. She's just gonna stare. And then when she feels him start to move to look at her, just eyes back to cell phone.
Tyr takes his phone out and sort of records a quick panorama view of the carnage and sends it off to someone and then turns the car around and starts driving.
The important part here is I was not at fault.
Keep saying that.
Well, no, technically pedestrians do have the right of way. And
Hobgoblins are not legally pedestrians.
That's legally ambiguous.
Hobgoblins are not based in current reality, therefore they do not have rights as governed by this reality.
so is it like that every time?
I was trying not to subject you to that immediately. Sorry.
You're not the one who looked up from his cell phone.
I'm so sorry.
Sweetie, you didn't do anything. And whoever did that, if it was somebody in my motley, I'm a little more worried about not knowing that.
But no, it's not always like that. Just when it gets really bad.
Can we maybe have one date that's just like not crazy? That might be the only way to explain
To
it.
be fair, our first day back was just food and drinks.
So we're 1 for 3 now. Got it.
Yep. Let's try and even that score and then make it in our favor.
I don't even know what to text back. We'll meet up with you shortly. I have too many questions to type. And then we'll look through and find a but it's middle of the afternoon, right?
Yep.
I will find a park for us to go to. And send that pin. And say we can meet up here. It's public, open, and we can watch ourselves a little better. And she'll send that message off. You know, I had, for the briefest of moments today, thought maybe it might be a good day to, how do I say this? I thought it might have been a good day for me to try and tread some emotional water. But I just want to fucking rest already.
That's fair. Let's just make sure that everybody else is all right.
Were any of those bodies a similar body type to, like, well, Jackson said everyone was fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, never mind then. Jackson said everybody's fine, but I would like to see what fine is in his mind.
Yeah, I mean, first rule of this kind of incursion or this kind of engagement is immediately after you're in the clear, you check for injuries, mental and physical.
Everyone's fine. This Frisian's just bleeding in the back seat.
Well, I'm not there, so I can't fix the bleeding. I'm sorry. I couldn't if I was there, but I'm sorry. So yeah, she will probably just like sit in silence and just sort of lean over and turn the volume dial to max and stare out the window.
Yeah. About 5 minutes pass, and Tyr pulls the truck in to the parking lot of the park, where you see your new vehicle. It looks mostly fine. The paint's a bit scratched, but nothing that can't be painted over.
Given the amount of time I've been required to be quiet, Frank is probably back.
I am definitely out of the car at this point. Because there's too much going on in that vehicle for me to deal with. Outside, smoking a cigarette, just keeping an eye out.
Frisian's just like head leaned against a window, just staring off.
So Cassandra will wait for literally already unbuckled as soon as Tyr reaches for the gear shift, opening door and getting out.
Mm.
When Joe sees Cassandra get out, that's when she will get out with James.
Yeah.
And as soon as you're out of that door, hug.
As soon as Tyr gets out of the car and walks over and sees, like, looks in the window and sees the state that Frisian is in, he goes, "Holy fucking shit, we're all fine my ass," and like runs to the back of the truck and grabs a first
I'm
aid
sorry,
kit.
what?
Just look in.
He was in the back seat with you people.
And
I know you just reunited, but how hard is it to look over? You know he's not going to say himself.
Tia, sweetie, what can I do to help? And she's going over to the Blazer to open the trunk and get into his shit.
Yeah, he pulls out a first aid kit. Immediately starts pulling it open. Anywhere you see blood coming out, apply pressure while I get these bandages cut.
Okie dokie. She will go attempt to help with triage.
Do you go to open the door?
I mean,
I assume so.
yeah.
triage through the window.
Are you going straight onto the ground?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, that is one way to apply pressure.
Frisian will hit the ground and just blood-curdling scream.
Oh my god.
So, clamp over mouth.
Starts swiping at you.
You know what? She will take it.
Okay.
If that happens, Frank is gonna go over, and Frank is gonna do the lethopomp thing.
Excuse me?
I can make emotions that are related to trauma and memories.
Oh, that
I
thing
can
that you tried to
suppress
do to
them.
me, you tried to do to Joe, and she went batshit. Okay, yeah, that, okay.
That one, exactly that one. Yes.
This is going great.
Which type is leather pump? Is it mirror? Yeah, it's mirror.
No, it's not. It's
No,
not
leather
a
pump.
contract.
Leather pump is a mirror kith.
Oh yes, sorry.
So you're gonna roll composure, empathy, and weird, and Frisian is going to roll composure, empathy, and weird, and you're gonna spend a glamour point, Frank.
Yes. Can I spend a willpower on this?
Yes, you can.
And that gives me 3 extra dice.
Do you have any idea of what kind of memory this person is experiencing that is causing this trauma?
I know that he was in a war.
Okay, so you have some vague idea, yes.
I've got a vague idea that it's some sort of PTSD. Where is empathy? Why can I not find the empathy? There's the empathy. Okay.
So Frisian, also roll composure, empathy, and weird.
Good successes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. 5 successes.
All right. Frisian, you suffered the lethargic condition. As the lethopomp begins to absorb the emotions associated with this memory. Unfortunately, you begin to absorb the emotions associated with this memory, Frank.
Yep.
I was gonna say if this fail, if the leather pump fails, can I involuntarily incite bedlam?
I think one of you might be about to be.
I can voluntarily incite bedlam, but I think I can resist it with like resolve and composure or something to keep my wits about me.
Yeah, so you are currently suffering I'm trying to find an appropriate condition because there's berserk, but that's not going to solve the problem here. That's just going to start another fight.
Well, because I believe, because like I feel the emotions, but I think I'm given a chance to try to control them, aren't I?
No, you just suffer a condition appropriate to the emotions.
Okay.
For the next 12 hours. While the affected is under the lethargic condition for the next 24. And if you involuntarily incite bedlam, you cause anyone within range to reenact the absorbed memory.
What ability is this?
It is the Kith ability of the Lethopomp Kith.
Absorb the emotions associated with target. I also get to find out what the memory is.
Yeah, so which PTSD flashback were you having?
People running out of caves on fire.
In that case, associated with the thing, what you are going to have is the frightened condition.
Okay. Can I make any roll to maintain composure and just bury these emotions deep down inside of me?
You can certainly try. Right now, you're going to roll Resolve and Composure to not involuntarily incite Bedlam.
Oh shit.
Wow,
That's bad.
that's a lot of dice to not get a result. Oh, I didn't get my willpower bonus from the previous roll. Oh well. I didn't have the dice in. It doesn't matter. I made 5 successes.
All right.
Oh, great. This went from bad to worse.
So I'm definitely turning back into Lisa.
Very scared, Lisa.
Yep. Lisa, whose colors are very focused on reds and yellows and oranges.
Sights Bedlam. Page 110. So you are going to roll Manipulation and Weird. And everyone in the vicinity is going to roll Composure and Weird.
Oh fuck.
It's cool. I have terrible manipulation.
Good. If anyone gets any successes,
What was the roll again?
Manipulation in weird.
Composure weird.
No, that's what I
Yes.
rolled.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
everyone else is rolling Composure and Weird.
Oh, where the fuck's
That's a better. I would like to spend a willpower on this if I can.
where the fuck?
Because you are specifically lethargic, Frizian, you get a +1 to your. Not that it matters. You've already got 1 success.
Composure weird.
Composure and Weird.
That's what kind of roll?
The sheet roll.
Sheet roll. Okay.
That was still on chance. Change it from chance to normal.
Oh, whoops.
Okay. So
Good job, Joe.
Who would have thought, right?
okay. James is fine. Tyr only has their composure because they are not a changeling.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Here's probably very composed.
Tyr
It's
got
fine.
2 successes.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Everything is fine.
I
So-
like causing drama. This is fun.
Frank, you get a beat for involuntarily unleashing Bedlam.
Excellent. I'm rewarded for my actions.
So Frizian, you feel the PTSD, the memory sort of like fade for a minute. Well, for the next 24 hours. As everything around you quiets down. And that fire fades and starts to disappear. And the area around all of you sort of feel the brief wash of a sense of fear and terror and burning sensation wash over you for a second, but you are able to push it out of your mind before it overwhelms you with the memory itself. Lisa is now frightened of anything fire related for the next 12 hours.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Well,
So-
just don't light anything on fire. It'll be fine.
The adrenaline's gone. The PTSD episode is over, and Frisian's lethargic. He's probably gonna just pass out now.
Yeah, because he's still injured.
That actually made things better. And she'll begin. She'll look at her hands,
yes.
see probably the teeth marks, and then just start putting pressure.
Oh yeah, that was definitely better.
Security of 3, medicine of 2. He's going to put one of his willpower into this. Good thing he's a hunter and can work on rote. So he gets a minimum of 2 out of that by spending some of his resources, which is good enough. He has to spend some of his own resources, but he can at least do that rote. So as Tyr just sort of goes through the rote process of bandaging up Frisian and make sure that their wounds won't get worse, they apply disinfectant, they clean wounds, they apply bandages. You can tell that Tyr is shaken by whatever the fuck just happened. That just washed over everyone, but he is moving with mechanical practiced efficiency at this point because he is acting on rote.
So Cassandra will assist as much as she can until she realizes, like, to that point where you're like, okay, now I'm just in the way.
Yeah, there's like, and Tyr is like very, again, because he's acting on rote and not thinking right now to avoid panicking from the bedlam. He is very mechanical in his instructions. He's sort of like pressure, lift, bandage, pressure, lift, bandage.
And as he gets into the rhythm and does not need her anymore for the rest of it, she will walk over to Marlena and just run her hands through her hair and shake it to get the blood off. All right, what the fuck did I miss?
Let's see where to start.
Can
So,
Joe call out real quick? I don't know where it's it. Cassandra, when you're done talking, just a minute.
Yeah, of course.
So we went to go have a meeting. You remember that?
Yeah.
So we got there. We were gonna stay. Dropped Frisian and Frank off, like we were going to, so they could stay back while we got, actually were there. And a bunch of hobgoblins were at the IHOP. Frank, to my complete and utter shock, looked to be actually making some headway on talking with the hobgoblins. I decided that might be a good time to drive away. Because when hobgoblins show up in at a location that you are meeting some mysterious changeling, maybe it's not coincidence. Hobgoblins saw us, started chasing. We are not entirely certain whether the hobgoblins were there to go after Joe or go after. Well, we'll get to that. Who that person is. They chased us. Dragon Boy over there tackled one away. We continued driving. I contacted you. I think you remember that.
You.
We came back. Frisian and Lisa and that person had pretty much dealt with the hobgoblins at that point. I told them get in the fucking car. And we drove off. We have since learned that Dragon Boy is we're a ways away from this, from you guys. We have learned the Dragon Boy is Joe's fiance. Apparently, everybody at the situation was taken, and the people, the whole family, mother, father, mother, father, son, are all fetches.
That's a lot.
It sure is.
All right, I'm gonna have to get the car painted.
The car will be fine.
Oh yeah, I know
I
it
did
is.
not know. I was not aware because apparently nobody decided to inform me that there was a World War II vet bleeding in the back seat.
Yeah.
You need to clean out the upholstery there.
Oh, that'll be fine. I'm just glad I'm glad Tia knows how to patch up a bullet wound.
Agreed. Apologize for the outer damage. I did what I could.
You did the best you could. That's all that I can ask for. I took care of my end of the bargain with Whisperwind. I don't know exactly. I dropped a box off somewhere and got looked at. Like that was it. House is a little bit too normal, if you know what I mean. White picket
certainly
fence, suburbs. It was wrong.
Certainly, that's not going to come back and bite you in the ass later.
Oh, I'm hoping not.
Oh no, I'm sorry. If I was being too dry, it will.
Oh, I know.
I'm certain.
I know it will. I know it will. All right, time to go get yelled at by the other one. She will start walking over to Joe. And like look down at her hands and just continue running her hands through water. Yeah. What's up, Joe? And she will sort of like to the newcomer.
James.
Cassandra, nice to meet you.
Cassandra, I wanted to tell you I finally got some answers. This is my husband, James.
I want to apologize to both of you for the thing that is about to happen. And she's just going to slap James across the face.
I'm sure I deserve that somewhere.
Okay, now I'm going to yell at both of you. I get you were trying to be safe. First off, museum in Knoxville, not safe. It's where I was taken. So cross that off your list. Secondly, I know you're both very cryptic and very close to your chest with the information. You not so much. You've gotten a little better. She says, looking at Joe. This, and she will say, pointing to Frisian bleeding on the ground. I get you were trying to be secretive and you could not trust who was on the other end of that book. But did you ever think maybe, what's your name? I feel like we might have solved a lot of problems with this.
If I learned one thing from trying to survive on my own, is that names have power and giving them away is dangerous.
And actually, I did ask for the name, and he gave me the nickname.
Oh, yeah, that's great that you did. She will say, looking at James.
To be fair, if I'd asked for a name, what would you have given me?
Not my actual name.
She's going to walk over to the Blazer again, open the back, sit on the tailgate.
Pull out a 2x4 and walk back over.
No, what she is going to do is very practiced, open up compartment, take out beer.
So it's going to take about 30 minutes of work, but Frisian, over that 30 minutes, Tier will downgrade 3 of your lethal damage to bashing damage.
Fantastic.
Cassandra will open the can of beer, drink the entire thing.
All right. Tier says, standing up and like shaking off the funk for a second. That
Please
should,
give me good news.
he'll be fine. Well, he's going to have a hell of a time recovering, but he's not in any danger of getting worse, and he should be stable until we can get him to an actual doctor. That's just physically, though. I can't speak for his mental state.
I don't think any of us can speak for that at this moment, for any of us. Now that I have calmed down and have, she will shake the empty can. Taking my medicine. Joe, I'm very happy for you. I'm very glad that you got answers. I am kicking myself for not coming with y'all.
Joe's gonna walk away.
I deserve that.
James will sort of turn and follow after Joe.
And I guess Tyr, being the only one on that side of the car, will see Cassandra get up and take a step and then stop, like towards where they were headed, and then stop. I'm just gonna make things worse, and she will sit back down.
Yeah. You need time to process. They need time to process. Let them do it in their own way. And as all parties take some time to process, that is where we're going to end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Ow.
Bye.